Welcome to the Howdy Boomy Show. It's Friday, end of the week, weekend coming up. I hope you have some great plans with the family, for your spouse, for your special one, just to relax and enjoy life in America. Today is the Schiffhead of the week. We had quite a selection. But I want to start with, yesterday Trump was indicted, and it's becoming ridiculous what the Department of Justice is doing, what's happening in politics. The guy who cried wolf, chicken little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. When you get a constant drumbeat of Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, after a while, it just sort of goes off your back. It just doesn't affect you anymore. So there's got to be something coming out that will grab your attention. And the trouble is, it's got to be something absolutely, totally fantastic, because the press is not going to go after it if it's against Joe Biden. And it could be something minute as a toenail being scrubbed, and they'll do it for Donald Trump. So it's too much. All of a sudden, you become immune to it. That, oh yeah, just another. It really doesn't pay unless it's blockbuster news in the mainstream media, which is basically a product of the Democratic Party, gets against it. So hopefully it'll become more sane, more money laundering will come out that will be able to be substantiated, and the mainstream press will then begin to have to pay attention to the criminal enterprise that is known as the Joe Biden family. We have the Schiffhead of the Week, named after the great designated congressional liar for the Democratic Party, Adam Schiff, who to this day still refuses to admit that he's an idiot. Not that anybody would, but he just constantly lies. And he's running for Senate in California, which tells you something about California. Boy, wouldn't it be something? You got him running for Senate, and Joe Biden finally gets discovered on what he really is, and you got Gavin Newsom running as the presidential nominee from California because of Biden's demise. Two people from California. Imagine what this country would look like if they got in. Unbelievable. There's a lot of guys out there that could be the Schiffhead of the week. There's a guy, a college Professor Eric Stewart. He's black. And he, over the years, has accumulated all kinds of data showing that the lynching of black people back in the early days of this country, back in the 1800s, shows that the white community thinks all blacks are criminals and that they should receive stiffer sentences. And he built his mantra on this. Well, he was called out by one of his own students, and the university fired him because they found out everything he did was a falsehood. It was a lie. Now, you know what he is? He's a racist. Oh no, there are black racists? Yes, there are. Many of them. Matter of fact, I don't know any of my black friends who really down deep isn't. It's just absolutely amazing that racism is always put in a back pocket of a white person. There are black racists all over the place. Spike Lee, Oprah. You don't think so? Just follow what she says. When the chips come down, when it's either right or left, you see where she lays. All these people, they're just phonies. We're Americans. Act like an American. If you're an African American, fine. Just act like an American first. So that guy could be a Schiffhead of the week. You've got the Congressman Goldman, I think he is, who is convinced that Joe Biden secretly wants to be a weatherman because all he talked about on the phone calls with Hunter Biden was the weather. So there's a man in self-denial. There's a man, if he was representing my district, I'd get on the phone with him and say, you better get to a shrink. Or come on over here, I'm going to take a lie detector test with you and find out where your mental capabilities are. He could be a prime candidate for Schiffhead of the week. But this one falls to a Republican. Mike Pence. Now, you know, he was vice president under Trump. And he is running for president of the United States, trying to get the Republican nomination. And he is maybe 2%, whatever lousy percentage of Republicans are polling for him. And he isn't even eligible as of now to go into the Republican debate on the 23rd of this month on a Fox News network. So he's pulling the old John McCain. Everybody's going against Trump. Let me go against Trump, because you know what that's going to mean? The mainstream media is going to cover me. That's all it means. John McCain made a living out of going against the Republican president, Republican Congress, and Republican politicians because he knew it would get him press. John McCain stood for absolutely nothing. He was a war hero. God bless him. But as far as a politician, he stood for absolutely nothing. Accumulated a fortune, many houses, married well, but as far as backbone, as far as standing for something politically in a Republican Party, He just loved the limelight he got when he went against the Republican Party and the press covered him. So now that's what Mike Pence is doing. He stabbed President Trump in the back by testifying and by taking notes. God knows what he said. God knows what he said is actually true. But you know, I know something. When you are Vice President of the United States, and this guy chose you to be Vice President, even though you don't like him, even though you think he was wrong, even though maybe what you do you think is right, you shut up. You come out and you give your views on the future of America. You run on what your views are on the future of America. Not that you are, oh, I'm lily white, I'm not above the law as Donald Trump thought he was and I had to turn him in. You run on what you believe America should be. And you don't try to get media coverage by becoming a traitor, by becoming a Benedict Arnold to the man who chose you. So I wouldn't vote for you if you put a gun to my head. Mike Pence, you're our Schiffhead of the week. Watch the Howdy Boomy podcast. It's short, sometimes interesting. Hope you have a great weekend. We're going to make America great again. Go to howdyboomy.com for great gifts for boomers. That's how my all started. The Howdy Boomy podcast on the YouTube channel, the Howdy Boomy channel on YouTube. A daily look at how a baby boomer looks at America today. We can change it. We have to vote. Make America great again. Have a great weekend. God bless you. God bless America. I'll see you on Monday.